So I was watching some
I'm gonna grab the water.
Okay, Rick's gonna get water. Bryce is talking. I'm gonna
I
get the
can
fuck
get
out
the
of
fuck
here.
outta here.
Yeah. So last week, if you guys
Rick, can I have
watched,
one of your teas, please?
Yes.
last week if you guys watched or listened or whatever you did, you know that I was watching TV last week and I saw a commercial for this show.
Thank you, sir.
Everything Sucks.
Oh, you saw a commercial for Some Shit We Like?
No.
You said this show and you
Well,
pointed...
I pointed anyways.
For
you know what
this
I'm saying.
show is what you did.
For that show, yeah. MeUndies.
For that show.
So I haven't heard about this show. I'm like, oh, this is a show kind of about the 90s and it's going to be on Netflix. And like, I immediately like wanted to watch a full trailer. So I watched the full trailer and then brought it on the show. And Rick hadn't heard of it because I hadn't heard of it either.
I was surprised because there was like a time where I was watching a bunch of Netflix trailers and that didn't even show up.
Yeah. So anyways, we watched it on the show and I'm like, Rick, I think this is going to be right up your alley. And then it's funny though, like, so we're watching the trailer last week, and both times, like, even after I watched the full trailer, like, I was in, but I felt like I was kind of only half in because I didn't know if the show was going to be for me. And
Right.
I meant in terms of not, obviously the 90s, I mean, of course, that part of it, but the show felt like, the show to me, the trailer made it seem like it was aimed a little young. Like, not that I can't watch something like that, but I'm like, is this going to be more like,
For kids.
like Degrassi or like something like, I don't know. I don't know if that's even fair, but you know what I mean? I didn't know. And so I was like, but there's enough in there where I feel like I want to at least check it out and give it a shot. So I'm here to fucking say that, boy, was that prediction completely fucking off. Because spoilers, when the girl attempts to fucking masturbate looking at the porno magazine, this show is not for fucking kids. Like, and so to that, I will say, this trailer does not do this show any justice
Not
at all. Like, we talk about, let me just say, we talk about all the time how trailers show too much stuff, and somehow this trailer showed a lot of stuff, but didn't even fucking give you an idea of what this fucking show was. I had no idea. Next thing you know, people are cussing. I'm like,
It gave you like a small premise of like a classic 90s film where, oh, this guy falls in love, or the kid falls in love with the girl, and, you know, there's obstacles, but it's like that, but totally not like
it
that.
legit. I thought it was gonna be like on Teen Nick or something. Like
I've read other stuff talking about this show, and like it seems to me
Everything sucks.
It seems to me like what Freaks and Geeks could have been if it came out now. You know what I mean?
It's definitely has a Freaks and Geeks vibe to it for sure. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, for sure.
I need to watch it.
It's crazy. Like, I can't remember the last
How many
time.
episodes real quick?
It's
Sorry.
10.
10? Okay.
And then they're like 23, 24 minutes. Like,
Alright, cool.
Honestly, I sat down and wasn't planning on watching the whole thing. But the show, in such a beautiful way, ends where you're just like, fuck you. Okay, I'm watching the next one. Like, but it's in a really good way. Like, the way they do it, it kind of just flows. You know? And yeah, you could sit down and almost treat it like, this is like I'm watching a fucking movie. I mean, you could treat it that way.
Watching it pretty much binging the whole thing. Yes, I actually finished an entire show.
Which that fucking deserves a
The fact that Rick
applause.
has finished anything, whether it's video game or TV related,
It's an accomplishment.
It is a fucking accomplishment.
Where's my trophy? What's it say? Oh, yeah. Watching it, binging it like that, it actually felt like this was probably a movie that they probably cut down into a TV show.
I don't think that was the case. I think it feels like a movie, but I think it was always a TV show.
Perhaps, but I can see
10 episodes,
if
man.
it was.
It's a lot of time.
And it's 22 minutes each episode.
Some of them might have been a little longer. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they play with that. Like, Glow did that for sure. They played within, like, you know, a few minutes north or south of what a TV show would be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, oh my god, this show is so good.
So to continue on what I was saying though, before we dive into it more, I can't remember the last time. Like, I don't know if I want to use the word genuinely. I was just fucking surprised at something that just it caught me off guard. Because I thought I was going to watch this first thing and be like, this is cute. I don't know if I'm going to keep watching it. And then it just like, not that I have to fucking have raunchiness in what I watch, but I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, man, this show is not what I was expecting at all. And yeah, it fucking hooked me, and I think it is fantastic. Go ahead.
I would totally agree that it's great. It's everything you would expect to see in the 90s on this show. Every kid in this show was so good, like so genuine. Like it's incredible like how well they captured the 90s. It takes place in 96.
Okay. Let's not say too many things. Like, let's not go into spoilers because I almost was thinking about. I was almost gonna drop something like not even references because and I'll talk about it with you later. But there were some references where I'm just kind of like, holy shit, I fucking forgot about that, and I'm like, and then it all came rushing back.
Yeah. Yeah. There was definitely a few. Like, oh yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? I do have to say, like, although I love it and all that stuff, I do have some gripes with it. Just like maybe. Two. All
right, well, take off your tinfoil yarmulke and put on your Ryan O'Leary hipster.
Here we go. Yeah,
two little gripes. Not that big of a deal, probably for most people. But the first episode, although it was great, I feel like they jammed every '90s thing. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have done that. They jammed everything. Oh, or not everything, but a lot of '90s in your face.
No,
like. Everyone making references to this and this, and I thought that was just way too much. I know you're going to disagree with me on that, but I thought it was too much.
I'll have to see it, but I know, as a matter of fact, last night I had an entire half-hour-long conversation with Alexis and Amber where we were just speaking in movie quotes. So, like, I'm not, like, it might have felt that way, but, like, you've had conversations with me where we do that. So it's not, I don't see it out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But I'll have to see how it's done. If it's like,
all right.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll reserve judgment until I watch it. Sorry, okay. Go
ahead. I'm just first episode.
But can I respond to that?
Go for it.
I'm not gonna say Rick is wrong. That's his opinion, and that's fine. That's his opinion. But like, I just don't see that. And if anything, for me, it put me in that mode. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, and it really got me excited.
That's what they're trying to do.
It really got me. Huh?
That was the whole. That's the point.
No shit. But I don't think it was fucking hit over my head like, hey, 90s. Like, I don't agree with that. I think it was done just enough. For me, that first episode was just enough where I'm like, I think I'm going to... Because even after the first episode, I'm like, this is really good. Do I like this a lot? And even then, though, I didn't know that I was going to sit there and watch the whole show. I was going to see what I thought of episode 2 first. Because in episode 1, even, there wasn't I don't think, at least, there wasn't a lot of things that gave me the indication yet of whether or not I knew the show was going to be for me yet or not. I don't think any of the I don't think anything that raunchy or crazy happened in the first episode, or maybe that did happen.
Yeah. Well, that was the first episode.
Was that the first? Okay, so maybe it did. Yeah. So then it had me, I'm like, oh, wow, let me see where this goes. But yeah, I don't think there's... in a 90s show, I don't think there was too much 90s stuff in episode 1, in my opinion. I don't agree with that. I think Rick is grasping at straws.
What's your other thing?
I sincerely doubt it.
I just gave you the benefit of the doubt that I'm not going to disagree with you. You know what? Rick is wrong. I'm going to say. He just said I sincerely doubt it. You're 100% wrong.
What's your other
disagree, I should say. But like after that though, I thought it was like smooth sailing. I get that they were trying to put you in that mindset. I do get that.
I feel like if we rewatched it, I think you would disagree.
So is it not even like you feel like it was hammering you over the head? You just feel like it was a little too much? Okay.
I feel it was a little too much. Like they could have spread it out. Yeah. Like there's that thing where show rather than tell, you know, and they did a lot of tell rather than show.
Gotcha.
But they did get the way they showed some stuff.
Well, I have to go home and watch this. That way next week I can come back and be the deciding factor on whether Rick is right or Bryce is right.
Okay, let me move on to
but personally though, I think it's dumb. On something that we both like, I think it's shitty that we're spending this much time talking about something that is, to me, is a grasping at straws gripe. It's like, I don't want to be too positive, so I'm gonna bitch about something that's so small.
What's the other thing? Is the other thing tiny like this
small,
too?
Though. It's small. It's not a big deal. I love the show.
Do you not like awesome. Do you not like the color filter?
No.
Like the font they use.
They're the only. You're close.
It's stupid shit.
Okay, so yes, it takes place in the 90s, right? So I guess they want to kind of film it like the 90s in a sense.
Is it 4x3?
No, it's not.
Oh, well,
there are parts. There are parts where it's 4x3, and I thought that was awesome. That was a good touch.
Okay.
But there's parts where like, all right, let's Wes Anderson, Quentin Tarantino this, and there's a lot of those crash zooms, you know, where
okay.
You know what a crash zoom is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's when you.
There's way. Yeah, there you go. So there was a lot of that, especially in one particular episode. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was 8 or 7. It was 7. Okay. And I was like, fucking calm down with that shit. Yeah. Like it's fine when used appropriately. Look at him, he's getting
so. I just think it's just like, yeah, I didn't really care for it. Like, dude, you fucking like the show.
I love the show.
And you're sitting here talking about stuff that hardly anybody's even gonna give a fuck about. But go ahead.
Yeah. Did you notice that though?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was literally just enjoying the show. Thought I was gonna. I wasn't like, there's too much crash zoom. Like, I didn't never once cross my mind. Like, it's fine.
Well, it never crossed my mind until it kept happening.
You could have your opinions, and that's fine. But sometimes I feel like you try to pull out a complaint just to do it. Like, oh, I could tell I really like this right now, and Bryce seems like he's pretty hyped about it. But let me temper it a little bit and just say, like, you know what, the color and that's like, I don't know. Like, you fucking like the show. Talk positively about the show.
Into it. But I already said I love the show. I think it's awesome. The characters, the acting in it. I like how they have the parents have their own storyline as well too.
That's cool.
It feels very like, let's say when you watch like Boy Meets World, like not only are you hearing about the kids' problems, you're also hearing about the husband and the wife's problems, or
Malcolm in the Middle,
or Malcolm in the Middle, exactly. And that's what I loved about this show. Yeah, that's what I love about this show. Like, you're not just getting the kids' perspectives. Yeah, it's mostly about them, but you're getting the parents, the other viewpoints. You're not just getting that one story. You got. It's a good written script that shapes the world like you're there, and I love it.
I just realized that never came up when we talked about TV show theme songs. That's probably the best TV show theme song ever, by the way.
Malcolm in the Middle? Yeah. I thought you just like Buffy.
I do. I don't like Buffy, but I like the Buffy theme song for sure. And I like the Malcolm in the Middle theme song for the same reason. They Might Be Giants. Jesus Christ, it's a great song. It's a great band.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know the theme song. I've never watched the show.
What?
Wow.
Jesus. Join us next week for when we publicly ridicule Bryce for the things he has or hasn't seen.
I did some looking up on the directors and the writers on this, and just to make sure. Like,
did you send him an email and say, you know what? In my opinion, even though I am not a professional, I think there's way too much crash zoom, and I'm deducting 0.2 points off of this total score of this review.
Well, I just wanted to check to make sure if they were actually grew up in the 90s.
I wanted to check to make sure they were actually professional directors and that everything with the show was on the up and up. And if not, I was going to give them some lessons.
Their cinematographer is not a professional.
Yeah.
So, and
yeah, okay. They're about the same age as us, pretty much.
Okay.
And yeah, because it's so good. These guys did a really good job.
I'm excited to watch this show.
I love the show.
I saw.
Is there a season 2? Like, I know it just came
out.
You think there'd be one?
Well, the
way it ended, yeah.
Right, they left it open, and so like, I kind of hope they're like, cause yeah, like to me, so now we got that shit out the way. Like, not that I'm gonna sit here and fucking just try to I'm not trying to praise something to death, but to me, I think this is worth praising because last week Rick was like, oh, I'm really into this, and I was lukewarm.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I think this looks good, but I don't know how much I'm gonna like it, and so it just really fucking hit me out of nowhere. I'm like, damn, like, this is not the show I was expecting. I didn't think it was going to talk about this, and this. I wasn't expecting it to have some of the adult themes that are in it. Like, it just didn't hit me. Like, I didn't know it was going to be that way. So I think the word that I kept coming to when I was watching, I'm like, man, this show's got way more substance to it than I ever fucking thought it was going to, based off of the preview, which, here's my complaint about the show. The preview for the show fucking sucks. The trailer for the show is awful. After seeing the show, to me, the trailer for the show is terrible. Like, it's so bad. Like, I almost was straight up gonna not watch it based off the trailer. I'm like, oh, this is cool. There's some 90s stuff in it. That's kind of funny. I'm like, is this gonna be kind of corny and stupid though? Like, I don't know. Like, they almost lost me on the trailer, and that's just because I don't know.
So, really quick, you were talking about like the issues that they tackle in this is like so relevant even to today. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's amazing how they kind of bridge the gap between then and now. Yeah. And that's what I really liked about this show too. Is how much of time has changed, but the things that kids go through in high school is pretty much always going to be the same.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of has changed a little bit in a good way, but at the same time, it's like people still deal with this kind of stuff.
It has not changed.
Well, yeah.
As somebody with a middle schooler, I will tell you that nothing has changed. except that kids now are more desensitized than we were, so they're a lot harsher.
What grade? What grade is she now?
Sixth.
She's 6th grade
already.
Things have changed for the worse.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Is she like school dances like this year then, right?
No, 6th graders don't have one.
Okay.
Oh wait, did they?
Because that was my first.
That was 7th and 8th for me.
6th grade was my first school dance.
I think no. You know what? I think they did have one earlier towards the beginning of the year.
We were in 6th grade, and me and my friends, we all made a pact that by the end of the night we were gonna get.
But yeah, nothing has changed, dude. Except everything is more easily accessible now.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to terrorize somebody now than it was then.
Yeah.
Back then, you had to wait till they got to school the next day. Now you don't have to do that.
Well, yeah, that is true. but yeah, most of the issues I feel like it's just a different time period.
Yeah.
But they're still there. And,
Definitely.
They tackled it in a really good way.
Okay.
And the show's good.
I'm excited.
I love it a lot.
So I saw the way you wrote the post for it when I was gonna put the video up, and I had been reading some other reviewish type things about it because I was interested when I saw that you guys talked about it last week. But I ended up not watching the trailer based on the way you wrote the little blurb for the video and the way I'd been seeing other people talk about it. I was like, okay, I don't want to know anything then. I don't want to know anything. I'm just going to go in and watch it when I have time to sit down and watch it.
And honestly, don't. At this point,
Yeah,
don't. But even having watched the trailer, like, I don't feel like the trailer taught me anything about the damn show. Like, I
can't. A nice surprise.
I can't stress enough. Yeah, I cannot stress enough. The show surprised the hell out of me.
When we talked about it, that's kind of the way I felt about Glow. Like, I was very skeptical going into Glow, but I was going to watch it because it was talking about something that I'm very fond of.
Yeah.
And ended up getting completely shocked by the nature of the show in that first episode.
Yeah.
And then when more stuff got revealed, I was like, wow, this is actually a really fucking good TV show.
Yeah, it was.
Completely take out the wrestling, which is what drew me in. Completely take that out. And that's still an amazing television show.
Yeah. It is. It's good stuff. But, yeah, with this show, like, I think the other thing, too, that I just want to comment on, like, I mean, yeah, like, I don't want to say, we already kind of said, but yeah, like, I'm still assuming you hope there's a season 2. Like, they did a really good job. I can't even say, they did a good job.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Okay.
They did a really good job. 2 minutes.
All right.
They did a really good job of doing a lot with very little time, in my opinion, because, it's like, because it's crazy. Because, like, maybe even the halfway point, I was like, man, I'm really invested in these fucking characters. And you're talking episodes that, are ranging like 25 minutes or less. And seriously, like, when it was over, I'm like, I want more. Like, when it ended the way they did, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I want to know what's going to come of that. Like, the show just surprised the hell out of me. I did look up some stuff. And, like, I've seen not that many people reviewed it, but I've seen a couple reviews, and, like someone from the LA Times is like, oh, it's not very good. Like,
the LA Times.
I'm just like,
suck.
And, like, someone else, I think someone from Vox or something, whatever the fuck, like, also said, like, oh, it's only, like, 3 out of 5. And I'm not saying it's perfect, best show ever, but maybe it's just, like, I went in with no expectations. I just came out of this, and I'm like, this is fucking good, and I hope there is more. Like, I really, really enjoyed it.
That's cool.
Your thoughts?
The other thought or the other positive I want to throw out there, too, is... Question is, first of all, how much did they spend on music licensing? Because holy fuck, they had some great songs.
I mean, it's Netflix. I'm sure it's easier for them, But yeah,
the soundtrack for this is amazing, and what we were listening to when you got here, that was from the show.
Okay.
So like, I was surprised with some of the music choices.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair though, like, you're not gonna pay a nominal rate for Bloodhound Gang.
Well, there's others in there.
I know,
too,
but but I'm saying they're offsetting it with and that fucking Offspring deep cut, like that's.
Yeah, I was surprised when I heard. I was like, "Holy fuck!"
First off,
that's
it's
a
the
really
Offspring. They
deep
can't be that
Offspring
expensive.
deep cut. Yeah.
I love you guys know this. I've talked about it. I fucking love '90s music. I go on record as saying that the '90s is the best era of music. Period.
And I was watching some red carpet interviews with them, and a lot of the kids were saying, like, wow, like the 90s had probably like the best amount of music.
That's awesome.
And you even went that far too? I thought you were almost falling asleep.
Oh, no, I did that today.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But yeah, I was trying to watch some like interviews with the kids and everything, you know, just how they prepped and whatever. And for the most part, like, yeah, most of the kids were like surprised with the music. They pretty much had to like every actor does research and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the music, the soundtrack for this is amazing. It's like
the 90s
it has
is the most
everything.
diverse era of
exactly,
pop music.
and it has everything. It has everything from like Oasis, Offspring,
Leave it alone.
Weezer.
Leave it alone. Let them be surprised.
All right, then
I mean, you
stop
said this, and then like, dude, like, because I think that's part of the charm of the show. I'm just like, oh, fuck, like it just hit you, so just stop.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop there. But
yeah, and then I think it can't be like, I can't stress it any less. I can't stress it any less. Wait. Anymore? I can't stress it anymore.
Are you stressing something?
No. Wait. Hold on.
Say your statement and then I'll help
hold
you.
Hold on. No. If you say, I couldn't care less, you want to say, that's
the correct way. What you just said is the correct way.
Oh, people said I could care less. Okay. So, I can't stress enough.
There you go.
Okay? the kids in this fucking were awesome. A lot, like, and there's definitely some standouts for sure. But I have to say, like, the performances, like, they're just really fucking good, man. And I know the show's gonna get a lot of comparisons to Stranger Things, even though it's nothing like Stranger Things.
I've read something that says Stranger Things without the monsters.
Right, and I'm just like, no, like, first of all, Stranger Things is a lot longer and a lot bigger and all this other stuff in terms of that. So they're just gonna make that comparison because
does this take place in a time period? Yeah, well then it's like Stranger Things.
Right. You know, and then
God, don't be stupid,
right?
Bryce.
And then there's kids, but fuck, man, like, yeah, I'm just gonna say it, like, so I'm gonna butcher your name, kid, but Jahi Diallo Winston, who plays Luke O'Neill, that kid surprised the fuck out of me. I'm just like, wow, you know, and then the girl that plays Kate Messner, like, I think she gets better as the show goes on, Peyton Kennedy, and then where's Oliver on there? I thought Oliver was really good. Not just to Elijah Stevenson. Like, there's just a lot of good performances, man. Like, I was definitely surprised, and that's a very young picture of him. I think because he's definitely older in the show.
Yeah, he was the senior, right?
I guess so.
Or junior.
So, just good stuff, man. The show, like I said, surprised me on every level. So yeah, I don't want to put your expectations up too high because I don't want you might watch it and say
I'm already excited to see it. So
you might watch it and say it sucks. I think I'm talking the way that I am.
Okay.
What?
No, what was it? It's just really good.
What did you do?
He
said it's just okay?
It's really good. No, he goes, it's really good.
Okay. I don't believe you. I'm gonna find out. I think he did something else, but it's fine. Maybe you
can check the replay.
Yeah, later. I will. Maybe you'll think it sucks. I know my expectations were exceeded.
Cool.
Rick was always on board. I was always on board too, but like I said, I was skeptical. You know?
I was skeptical.
But we had that conversation.
I guess we did.
We both thought
because the trailer tricked us.
Because we're just like, man, is this really going to be like, maybe this is going to be something? Because honestly, it feels like kind of an adult Nickelodeon show, I guess. Like more adult. I'm trying to think what to compare it to.
Oh, you mean like how kids actually act?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So anyways, yeah, Everything Sucks, I think, is definitely worth people's time.
Definitely check it out.